Welcome back, Rage Nation. We are at it again. Got myself, Pete, here, and we are going to talk about the Echoes of the Breach campaign. So this is a campaign that Weird decided to kick off. It started, I think it was like April 16th.
Welcome back, Rage Nation. We are at it again.
And I got myself,
Pete, here, and we are going to talk about the Echoes of the Breach.
There we go. Sorry, I got the chat up on another window so I can actually respond to anybody that wants to questions, comments, whatever. So yeah, but we're going to talk about this campaign, and it's going till I think May 30th is the date for it. So let me just check just to make sure everything looks good. Yeah, not too bad. All right, we're trying to do these live streams a little bit more. That way, I don't know, just interact with the community more. We do the podcast, which is great, but I know a lot of people want video content, and that's something we're just trying to do more for y'all. So something that I was pretty excited about today is what you kind of see on the screen over here, over in that direction. And we'll talk about that in a minute after we kind of get the general thing. But before we do that, make sure that you guys like, subscribe, and comment on these videos. All of that helps out. Trying to grow it a little bit, trying to get up to 1,000. I think once we get to 1,000 subscribers for the YouTube channel, we'll probably do a giveaway. And yeah, that'll be fun. We'll do some kind of box. I'll give a think on that and let you all know when we come up with an idea. But just know once we get there, we're going to give something away. So, something else. Smoking my Cobbett pipe. Watching some Lord of the Rings lately makes you want to get in the Hobbiton mood and smoke a little bit of the pipe weed. Not that left-handed stuff. We're talking about tobacco. All right, anyways, we'll put that down. I'll finish that after the video. So the render, I don't know what it is. So the campaign started, and it seems like it kind of was like a slower start for me. But I don't know what it was. But when they showed these renders, or when I saw them today, because I saw them, and I think they just released them today when they did their little thing. But we have these renders that came out where it's like, if you don't know what this campaign set up to basically one of the factions, at least we think one, is going to get this new model Naya, depending on how many people play and I guess get points with her from these scenarios. And they put out these renders for the different groups today, or keywords in the factions that she possibly might end up in. So we can see like a Red Chapel vibe over here and some of the other ones, which I'll talk about more once we kind of get into it. But if you don't know what this campaign is, you can actually, there we go. You can actually go to it. It's in the link that I put. And it's basically the story that is also an in-game and it's basically a campaign where we get to decide what happens to this character in the community, which is pretty cool. So it's centered around this character, Naya, and it's May 31st this goes until. And this character, Naya, she basically, so from what I read from her story, and I didn't read it in detail and like pulled out all the little, things you can get out of that, is that she had some kind of trouble. I think a partner she was with died. She got out of trouble, paid her way to get basically papers to go to Malifaux to start a new world. She's like, oh, I can't go to Appalachia. I can't go up north, because of this trouble that she's in. So basically the story just says it's her train ride to Malifaux. She encounters this kind of elderly woman in the train car. They kind of play, with the fate deck. And she basically just says, like, doesn't matter how good you are in Malifaux. Malifaux brings out the worst in people and bad things happen. And generally it kind of goes in there. There's probably some allusions to who that woman is that she's riding, that Naya's riding in the train car with. So we'll probably get more about that. So anyways, this page, you can go on there. It has everything you would need to run this in your store. So if you're watching, I see there's a couple people watching, hello. But if you want to start running this in your store, you could do it, this week. You didn't have to start at the beginning. It's going to keep going until then. So it gives you everything from flyers that you literally can post in your Facebook groups, in your stores, It also gives you an overview. So these are the keywords that are basically playing for to have Naya in their keyword. So it's an interesting mix, and I'm curious to see how it's going to play out in the story. But also it's interesting because some of these keywords I think could use a good model like this, a good henchman. So guessing she's a henchman, she could be an enforcer too. But we have Honeypot for 10 Thunders, got Savage for Neverborn, Red Chapel for Rezzers. All right, I think. Okay, let's see if we get it. Okay, let's see if we get it. All right, we're gonna try this thing. Like I said, I'm gonna take the video off real quick, just so that way we can talk about this. So, apologize again. Internet, I think it was my kid, but we'll see. So anyways, we have these cool renderings, and I think before it cut out, we were kind of talking about some of these up here. The Bayou one's cool, the Savage one over here is cool, Honeypot, and then we have Cadmus down here. Oops, not that. Slide that up a little bit. And then we have Cadmus. We have the Academic, which I'm really excited about because obviously I'm a big Sandeep player. We got the Bandit one over here with kind of the arm bazooka. And then we have over here Lady Justice and the Marshals. So the renderings look pretty cool. If I was going to say the one I'm most excited about, it's probably going to be the Bayou one's kind of funny, right? But if I go off of the cool factor, I think I have to go with either the Savage or the Academic. And I'm not saying that just because I play those keywords, but the Savage one, it's kind of got the ice pillars coming up from it. The Academic one, you have these elements kind of swirling around it. I just think it kind of looks really cool. So I'm definitely pumped to possibly get those for those keywords. And yeah, I think Savage, if I was going to say which of these keywords needed it the most, I would probably say Savage could use a little bit more love. Not gonna lie. Savage has gotten some good tools, but I think it could benefit them a lot to get another one. And actually now that I'm looking at it, I play a lot of these keywords. The ones that I don't play, I don't play Cadmus, I haven't touched that, and I don't play Honeypot. But the rest of them I play in some kind of form or fashion, so I'd definitely be excited to get any of these. But I'd have to go, I think this Academic one probably looks the coolest. So I'm pretty excited for this. I'm going to pop the video back on. Hopefully it looks pretty solid as far as not getting choppy. Apologize again for that. It's just, you never know with this stuff. Streaming can be so hit or miss sometimes when it comes to that. That's kind of the negative part about it, is if you stream, if everything's not perfect, it can really start to jack things up. But I'm pretty excited. Like, this got me excited to play this. So now I'm kind of going in and looking at this, right? And looking at some of these rules, because depending on who you want to score for, essentially, in this, depends on, certain parts. So when you play this campaign, you're playing a normal game of Malifaux, but you also, and I'm wondering if it's because my computer is like super hot right now. Maybe I should have waited till the evening when it calmed down. So, yeah, I think part of it's my computer freaking out too in here. But you basically play a normal game of Malifaux, so you do strats and schemes like normal, but then you get to pick one of these cards that you're going to use for the game, essentially, right? So if you're doing Honeypot, this is the one. So Savage, you start with a Naya token. You can either use a paper doll or you can, I gotta check this. You basically play a normal game of Malifaux. Okay. I'm going to keep on keeping on, even though I kind